We, of course, saved the best for last. Resident Evil 9. Now,
right, well,
I was a good boy and I was doing the Sleepy EP yesterday, so I missed all of this drama. But I logged on Twitter and I saw that people were losing their minds because apparently there was a Capcom dev they had earlier on, and he said that Resident Evil 9 still needs to cook for a little bit longer. And I saw people were like actually losing their minds, saying that like we gotta get rid of all the leakers, all their leaks were wrong, and everything was just bad. And then here we are. Just one more thing.
do have one
More thing. Where is Devil May Cry? It's been 6 years. Where is Devil May Cry 6?
final, very special global game announcement to share with all of you who've been waiting.
Or at least remake, though,
Today we've
like
showcased
1, 2,
a lot
3.
of projects from teams around the world, including many brand new studios, and we're proud of that. But this one comes from a studio that is no stranger to delivering blockbuster games time and again. When I first got a glimpse at this project last summer, I was absolutely blown away by the scale, scope, and ambition of this developer's vision.
It's Half-Life
Well,
3.
there are many places, really any place.
You
this
have no,
game
people
could have
were
been
stalking
revealed.
Gaben's
We are
yacht.
so deeply honored that we
People
get
were
to share
actually
it with the
tracking
world
Gaben's
right
yacht
here
because he's
at
like
Summer
around
Game
LA
Fest.
right now. People thought it's gonna be Half-Life 3. It's the FBI.
Sir.
Fourth victim of identified disease, a deceased individual. I couldn't read that fast, I'm sorry. This is such bait, by the way. This is when you should have realized it's Resident Evil, by the way, because that shot of like someone looking with the glasses is straight Resident Evil.
Grace. Grace Ashcroft.
Yes?
Ashcroft, there it is.
My office.
Oh, coming. If this is about the report you asked for yesterday, it'll be ready in 3. No, 2 days, tops.
Put a hold on that for now. We found another body. One that exhibits the same pathology as the others we've been investigating. Now, I need a good technical analyst on this.
Okay.
Someone like Luis. He's
I
dead,
need your
though.
eyes on the crime scene.
It's unfortunate.
The Renwood Hotel. I know that's where your mother was murdered. Alyssa died 8 years ago.
People were speculating that it's Leon, by the way.
Face the past.
Who's this character? She is like a distant lore connection from Outbreak. There was a reporter named Ashcroft in one of the older games. She's her daughter.
Hey!
Stay close. They're coming.
That's Ada. This right here is Ada. 1,000,000% this is Ada. Willing to bet this is Ada.
They're coming. I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for.
Leon and Jill were the protagonists of RE9. Leon will 100% be involved. That's where the nuke dropped.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
We need to keep our voices down.
Have you seen the same shit I've seen?
Please know that you are my hope.
Everyone's gone.
We are so back. It's like a weird liquor. Pictures that go hard. Now, this is where we gotta lock in, because number one, this is coming out in 8 months. They have been cooking this for a long time, and this is coming out in 8 months. So when y'all are gonna be very sad about how there's not gonna be GTA on PC day one, I'm gonna be very happy, and I'm probably gonna be replaying Resident Evil again while waiting for the PC release of GTA 6. So that's gonna be fun. But one thing we gotta talk about is the word Requiem. Requiem is one of my favorite words. I think it's a very nice word. But if you look at the definition of the word Requiem, you might get a little bit rattled. Because we're going back to the RPD, right? And well, Leon's obviously gonna be involved. Because we started there, then we got Leon's story in between, and it would only make sense that this is where it all concludes. And then if you look at the word Requiem definition, as a token of remembrance, it's typically associated with death. I think we might see I think Leon might be cooked. I have this sneaking suspicion that Leon might be cooked. And people were picking apart this trailer about like how Ada might be involved and stuff like that. And if you like, I think this person walking on the street, I think that is Ada. Where's the shot? This? I think this is Ada right here. This could theoretically be Leon, and if you watch how they walk past each other, I've already seen people talk about this, so I'm just gonna talk about the same thing basically. The way they walk past each other, they could be handing something to each other, like very, very low key. Granted, her right hand is her umbrella hand, so I don't really think so, but maybe. This is 100% Ada. And then there is this right here. Imagine being deployed on a mission with Leon Scott Kennedy. You gotta know that it's over. Like, this should have been her reaction the moment she heard Leon's name. There have been so many rumors, by the way, about how this game might actually be like open world-ish. And judging by this trailer, I wouldn't be surprised if that is true. Some of the first ever leaks about Resident Evil 9 was that it was going to be a complete reinvention of the formula, akin to what 7 was. This was going to originally be like a almost massive open world type of game, which honestly made me a little bit worried. This thing looks horrifying. Look at this. This looks like a very big liquor, and I'm not sure if I want to make friends with them. Yeah, this right here. We gotta compare this hooded figure's facial model to Leon. I think that where was the shot? Because these are supposed to be like flashbacks and stuff, right? People were speculating this might be Leon. Because if you put up a picture of him like right side by side, it does actually kind of match up. It is kind of spooky. And if this was supposed to be Requiem and if Ada is involved, there might be a situation where Leon's a bit of a goner. Because there might be going back into like the Raccoon City to figure out what the hell's going on, because like they largely started it, right? Well, they didn't start it, but they were there for the start. So they might be going in there to clean it up, and then something might have happened. And now this is Requiem for Leon, which would have been it would be pretty diabolical, but I wouldn't be surprised. This right here. Then again, there is always the chance that this somehow turns into concluding the Winter story. Maybe this is Ethan, because we can't see his face. Regardless, this is a game I am playing day one. Unless they do advanced access, which means you're paying not to play late. I'm not paying for that. But I will be playing day one. We're playing all the way through this on stream, just like I did with RE4 Remastered. I will be here, and I'll play the whole thing. And you know what? I'm very tempted to go back and replay like Resident Evil 7 and 8 again, because I've only played 8 like once, really all the way through. So I kind of want to play through 8 again. We might do that on stream. And yeah, like I said, if you've never played any of these games, they're all on sale. They have massive sales right now going on. This deal is insane. $20 for 7 and 8 Gold Edition? Crazy. It's a crazy deal. And then you could get like the rest of them for $40. Like, you pay 60 euros, you get the entire, like, remastered series. That's crazy. And keep in mind, they must also be working on 5 Remake, right? People were saying that, like, 5 Remake's not gonna happen. 100% is gonna come out. 1,000,000% they're making 5. Guarantee the 5 Remake is coming after 9. And I will be so locked in for the 5th Remake. Because if they actually make Resident Evil 5 play like a Resident Evil game and not an action shooter, it's gonna be so good. Even the boulder punching. Even the boulder punching. Maybe the boulder punching in the remake is gonna be even better than the original. Chris Boulder Punch Redfield. The absolute GOAT. Albert Wesker is the best villain. Wesker is cool. Wesker is cool. I would love to see them, like, really remaster 5. All the Wesker fights in 5 are so good. But that being said, I'm also a big fan of Devil May Cry. Where is Devil May Cry 6? Like, 5 came out, and 5 is a goddamn masterpiece, but it came out 6 years ago. It's crazy. Realistically, I think if they're going to start working on new Devil May Cries, they're probably going to go back and remake the 3rd one. I think they're going to remake 3, and then they might remake 1 and 2. I think remaking 3 is by far the safest option, because Devil May Cry 3 is, I think, by far the most popular one. Where is Devil May Cry, Capcom? Where is it? Do you think they'll still add the co-op in Resident Evil 5? I think if they were going to remake 5, I do think they would have co-op as an option, yeah. I think they would. It might be like a weird situation where it's not there on day 1 or something like that, but I think they would add it. Because it's a pretty big part of 5. The fact that you could play with a friend, or you could just play with the NPC Sheva, right? Resident Evil 9 Requiem. And it does look like judging by the trailer, it does, to me at least, seem like they are really locking in on the horror on this one. Because, like, this frame right here, this looks like RE2. I'll be very curious to see if they actually lean into the nuke angle. Right? Because I would assume they will. I assume this is not going to be like a situation where it's like the T-virus or something again. I think there's going to be like a situation where this is beyond anything we've ever seen. Like, there are types of infected that we know of, and like we know how they happened, but there's also like weird radiation going on. That actually might be very interesting from a survival perspective. If you need like certain bits of gear to even enter certain levels, that could be interesting. The only thing I'm kind of worried about is the open world rumors. Because I think Resident Evil open world it might be weird. It might be weird. Because I think in Resident Evil, one of the best things is the fact that the levels in many ways are linear, but there's a lot of backtracking and a lot of interconnectedness. Whenever I make the Dark Souls video, this is one thing I'm going to talk about, because I think that's one thing Resident Evil and Dark Souls share. It's level design. I think Dark Souls 1 is obviously infinitely more interconnected, but Resident Evil is also an example of that. So if they go full open world, I think some of that flair is going to be lost. But then again, I liken it to Dark Souls 1. We have Elden Ring, and that is open world. And I mean, it's kind of hard to say that Elden Ring's not good, you know? So, whatever the case, Capcom with Resident Evil has more than earned my trust. I am so excited for this game. Hands down, my most anticipated thing of this entire event. Is not even close to. Like, I think the game the one that we looked at, this one right here, this is probably my second most anticipated thing, and this is just even weirder Resident Evil. Having to manage radiation as well as when surviving. I think it might be something like that. I think so. People were even saying that there was a voice.
All right, well, we're almost done here.
Please know that you are my hope.
People were saying that right there could be Ada. This right here, listen.
Please know that you are my hope. Please know that you are my hope.
It would be like pretty... I don't even know what kind of situation you have to put Ada in for her to say something like this, but it does kind of sound like Ada. Does kind of sound like Ada. So if she's saying that you're like my only hope, might be a pretty bad situation. Might be a pretty bad situation.